and continue. What name has this? Truncus lumbosacralis. Here you also can see there's some part from this plexus goes green color, goes, no green. Здесь не очень показано, just a minute I will show maybe here. Вот, plexus lumbalis, вот оно. On this half, without muscle which covers. On this side, this plexus, on left side, this covered by psoas muscle. On this side, on right side, this muscle has been removed. You can see behind psoas muscle, in front of quadratus lumborum and intertransversary muscle, you can see plexus lumbalis. Да? It lies in the thickness of the muscle, psoas, quadratus lumborum, intertransversary. And this is subcostal, which also participates. Subcostal is anterior branch of 12, yes? It also participates in lumbar plexus. 1, 2, 3, 4, but 4 only upper part. Lower part joins with fifth and then goes to the sacral plexus. And truncus lumbosacralis is not, it is not this. Continue until this, it is mistake. Here truncus lumbosacralis, this is obturatorius, nervus obturatorius. This and this are the same. On this side, it is not marked. Nervus obturatorius is this, in obturator canal. Nervus obturatorius, this and this. Truncus lumbosacralis is this. That is why, for example, in this textbook, described in some books, described as one continues with other. The lumbosacral plexus, because lumbar continues through the lumbosacral tract into the sacral. Elongated this plexi, lumbosacral. But in our textbook, at our department, we distinguish separate plexus lumbalis, formation, lumbar 1, lumbar 4, only upper part of the lumbar 4, and 12 thoracic or subcostal. Anterior branch of 12 thoracic is called subcostal. This is formation. Where is located? Between what muscles? And quadratus lumborum and in front of transverse processes and muscles. In the thickness of the muscles of the back. About here. Can you say what organ lies attached to this nerve, and operation on this organ might be careful for separation. For example, kidneyectomy or operation. Very carefully must be separated this nerve, because to the kidney pass through the back, not through the abdominal cavity, from the back, and through the this quadratus lumborum muscle, but on this muscle lie this nerve, and very carefully must be separated. As complication of operation, maybe the cut of this nerve and paralysis. Of course, each nerve innervates some part of the skin and muscles, but we have on peripheral part overlaps. The zone of innervation is more small, proper zone of innervation of each nerve. On cutting of this one nerve, the neighboring upper and lower located nerves also will innervate, and very small region maybe becomes anesthetic without sensation or muscular paralysis. Now, after formation, what we'll say? What branches gives? All plexi give usually what branches? Short, muscular, and long. Short branches. Here are muscular. To what muscles? To what muscles? Between what muscles lie? Between psoas major, minor, quadratus lumborum, and intertransversary. Long branches. These lumbar plexus, like intercostal nerve, retain their metameric structure. You will go parallel to subcostal, the last intercostal. Subcostal, they retain this in metameric structure. After subcostal becomes iliohypogastric, to the hypogastric region goes. Ilioinguinalis goes through inguinal canal. Putamus femoris lateralis, femoralis, genitofemoralis, these two nerves, and obturatorius, the last. Once more, after subcostal, iliohypogastricus, ilioinguinalis, cutaneus femoris lateralis, femoralis, genitofemoralis, obturatorius. And then each nerve you will study and explain what muscles. For today you will revise muscles of the abdomen, pelvic region and lower limb muscles. Here we have psoas and iliacus muscle, the very strong muscles, flexure muscles of hip joint. In this flexure and our upright posture participate this iliopsoas muscle. Iliopsoas muscle. Так, and muscles of abdomen. What group of muscles of abdomen? On the thorax and dorsum back, we have superficial deep. Superficial deep here, superficial deep here. But on abdomen we have another three groups. What?
Oblique, transverse.
They form what group? You name muscles, but group, at first group, the large group of muscles. Lateral, anterior, posterior. To anterior group, what muscle we have?
Rectus abdominis.
Rectus and pyramidalis. Lateral group, three muscles. Externus, oblique, internus, transversus. On the back we have quadratus lumborum. Anterior, lateral and posterior group. All these muscles will be innervated from lumbar plexus. And you can see that iliohypogastricus nerve, it passes, some nerves you can see in this plexi arise from lateral margin of psoas. Only one nerve, genitofemoralis, arises just through the muscle and divides into the genitalis femoralis branches, genitofemoral. And only one nerve arises from the medial part of this muscle. The majority of nerves arise from lateral. One from through the muscle and one obturatorius from medial side. This iliohypogastricus, it goes on quadratus lumborum, penetrates transversus, passes between transversus and obliquus internus, then between obliquus internus and externus, innervates all these muscles, gives muscular branches to this. And then it becomes more superficial. In front, it from the back comes to the front, yes? And here it becomes, in front, gives two cutaneous branches, ramus cutaneus anterior, ramus cutaneus lateralis. Here it comes. Subcostalis, iliohypogastricus, ilioinguinalis. Here, iliohypogastricus comes here and innervates iliohypogastric nerve, gives ramus cutaneus lateralis and ramus cutaneus anterior. Ramus cutaneus anterior, which passes through the, but no through the inguinal. It gives, but he is not ramus cutaneus anterior. It is. It is not through the inguinal canal. It is not here inguinal. It penetrates the skin and innervates anterior region and lateral region. Most superior lateral region of the thigh and inferior part of abdomen. Ramus cutaneus anterior, ramus cutaneus lateralis. Next nerve is nervus ilioinguinalis, passes parallel, sometimes together with this nerve. They arise together, iliohypogastricus inguinalis. Inguinalis passes on quadratus lumborum, then passes between transversus, internal, external, supplies these muscles, and then it passes through the anterior wall of inguinal canal here. Ilioinguinalis, it passes in accordance with name. Iliohypogastricus to the hypogastric region. Ilioinguinalis passes through the anterior wall of inguinal canal, appears through the superficial ring, and just pubic region, skin of the pubic region supplies this ilioinguinal nerve. Next, nervus cutaneus femoris lateralis. In accordance with name, it goes not on quadratus lumborum, below, on musculus iliacus, in fossa iliaca. Along the iliacus muscle, supplies this muscle, and reaches what ligament? Inguinal ligament. Between spina iliaca anterior superior, tuberculum pubicum, we have inguinal ligament. Low fibers of aponeurosis of obliquus externus form this inguinal ligament between these 2 points. And from lateral part of this arise Nervus cutaneus femoris lateralis, after passing under the inguinal ligament through lacuna musculorum, it becomes cutaneous in accordance with name. Nervus cutaneus femoris lateralis. It until knee joint along the lateral surface of the thigh. Yeah? Cutaneus femoris. It will go so until knee. This is ramus, nervus cutaneus femoris lateralis. You understand? Next nerve is femoralis, the thickest, longest nerve. It passes between psoas and iliacus femoralis. In sulcus iliofemoralis, and together iliopsoatica, sulcus iliopsoas groove. Between psoas iliacus muscle, it passes in sulcus iliopsoatica, and then passes under the inguinal ligament through lacuna musculorum, muscular department, through which iliopsoas muscle with nerve pass. Through the lacuna musculorum. And just below this inguinal ligament divides into the branches to the skin of the anterior surface of the thigh and to the muscle, quadriceps femoris. This muscle of the thigh is quadriceps femoris. The biggest, strongest muscle of our skeleton is musculus quadriceps femoris. It has 4 heads: rectus, intermedius, vastus medialis, vastus lateralis. And this femoral nerve, after arising through this, divides into the muscular branches and skin branches, cutaneous branches. Only one nerve of femoralis, cutaneous sensory branch, it gives to the skin rami cutanei anterioris from femoralis and rami muscularis to quadriceps. In pelvic cavity supplies iliopsoas muscle. This nerve gives the longest sensory branch, nervus saphenus. Do you remember vena saphena magna, the longest vein, which from the medial side of the foot, from the big toe, then it goes in front of the medial malleolus, then along medial side of the crus, this vena saphena magna comes and drains into the vena femoralis. Along this vein, down in direction from upward to downward, passes nervus saphenus, the same direction with the vein, accompanies, and it passes in adductor canal together with arteria vena femoralis, but very soon it leaves this canal through the anterior foramen, in lamina vasto-adductoria penetrates and continues, goes until the big toes, and gives infrapatellar branch and rami infrapatellaris and cutaneus cruris medialis. To the medial side of the crus, nervus saphenus ended on medial side of the foot. Nervus saphenus from the lumbar plexus, cutaneous branch of the femoralis, goes until big toe. Nervus saphenus. We can find here what picture. Nervus saphenus, maybe. What nerve is this? Nervus saphenus. Nervus saphenus. Saphenus was, we could not see here. Saphenus, it passes in deeply in canal. Here it appears, gives infrapatellar branch, penetrates and becomes on infrapatellar on medial side. It goes of the crus until this is nervus saphenus and the branches. Cutaneous branch gives femoralis and muscular to quadriceps, the longest nerve, thickest nerve of lumbar plexus. Femoralis with its branch, saphenus, in adductor canal revives muscles with topography. Genitofemoral nerve, next nerve, in lumbar plexus, arise with common trunk, which is divided inside the muscle into the ramus genitalis, ramus femoralis. Ramus genitalis we have, and ramus femoralis we have of nervus genitofemoralis. Just inside the muscle, one genitofemoral nerve is divided in 2 branches. The genital branch passes through the inguinal canal posterior wall and appears through the inguinal superficial ring behind. What structure passes in an inguinal canal? What structure lies in inguinal canal at male and female? You have finished second year spermatic cord, funiculus spermaticus at man and at male body, and ligamentum teres uteri. round ligament of the uterus. They pass through the inguinal canal. This ramus genitalis appears through the posterior wall with spermatic cord, behind spermatic cord, reaches the scrotum and supplies in the scrotum musculus cremaster and coats of the testes. Do you remember it has tunica dartos, skin, cutis, then tunica dartos, fascia spermatica externa, fascia cremasterica, musculus cremaster, fascia spermatica interna, tunica vaginalis. These coats, tunica of the testes, are innervated by ramus genitalis and perineal region. Ramus genitalis. But ramus femoralis passes under the inguinal ligament and supplies the skin of the ramus femoralis, supplies the skin of genitofemoralis, just in the region of hiatus saphenous. And the last nerve from this plexus is nervus obturatorius. Obturator nerve, single nerve which arises from medial side of psoas major muscle, passes along the obturatorius internus muscle, the lateral wall of the pelvis, and then through the obturator canal, short canal about 1.5 to 2 centimeter obturator canal, together with obturator arteria vena obturatoria from internal iliac artery, and appears in region of under the inguinal ligament in lacuna vasorum. That pass arteria vena femoralis, but more deeply under the lacuna vasorum you can find obturator canal through which pass obturator nerve and supplies. It, after passing here, it divides in anterior and posterior branches. Anterior branch supplies all these muscles. No, inside obturatorius internus, obturatorius externus, pectineus muscle, and adductor muscle. On medial side, we have what group of muscle on the thigh? Anterior group is what two muscles? Sartorius and quadriceps. Medial side?
Gracilis.
Adductor gracilis and adductor longus, brevis, magnus, pectineus muscles. You can adduct, put one thigh above other. This is adduction. What muscles participate? Adductor. On trauma of this nerve, for example, car accident or bicycle or motorbike accident, maybe destroy this nerve, trauma of this nerve causes that abduction is not possible. And femoralis nerve, here are very good describe the clinical tips. Turn your attention. The clinical tips of femoral nerve destroyed, obturator nerve. Femoral nerve supplies this, the muscle, quadriceps. That is why on the image of femoral nerve on one side, if the patient, you say, please stay on this image side, this muscle is extensor muscle for knee joint, extensor. On this position where the knee joint is extended, quadriceps femoris contracts. Femoralis nerve innervates this muscle. But if the nerve is destroyed, extension is not possible. If the patient says, stay on this sick side, pull down, yeah? Don't stay, pull down. Paralyze this nerve. And also, quadriceps femoris ligament passes above the patella. If they check the knee joint, this reflex also will be absent. Extension is not possible. Obturator nerve anterior branch supplies muscles, adductor muscles, and skin of medial side of the thigh. And posterior branch supplies capsule of the hip joint. Goes to the capsule of the hip joint.
For knee job, which nerve we hit? Like which nerve, which side, where, which point? Nervus obturator.
No, femoralis supplies. Obturatorius, the image of obturatorius, I said, is not possible this movement.
Just like where do we hit, which nerve is that?
Nervus femoralis. Femoralis supplies the quadriceps, and quadriceps ligament tendon goes above the patella. Patella is the greatest sesamoid bone body, which is developing the ligament. and ligamentum patella.
Yeah,
You hit this ligamentum patella, да, with hammer. По закону, во сколько у нас? 12:50, 13:50. Через 7 минут. About, да? Ну, еще больше, 10 minutes, about. 13:50, after 1 hour of beginning. 12:50, 13:50. After 1 hour, we have break. Remind me. Do you understand the lumbar plexus? So detail explain formation with revision of the muscles, of the topography, where pass, clinical need. But nothing you answer me on like that. Every years I have excellent student. After math 3-4. This year I have no автомат, no excellent, all free. Ни одного. У вас есть? У меня only for term. Ну, приду on the phone with Романа и моего брата, but they don't study stable all 3 terms. Only second and third. Look, wake up and the anatomy is important. Yeah, maybe interested in anatomy, but it is not excellent. Excellent student may study all. I have good student. I remember one хорошо отвечает, стабил Лавиния, Нурулатика, Нушафина. I remember. Это вот честно, ленивый, very lazy, very clever. Умная студентка, but so Эшита. Шарон хорошо занималась тоже. А где Шарон? Lazy. Нет. 3 семестра у меня никого. All 3 terms must have only 5-fold. But all 3 terms, only 1, 2, 4, on all 5. Ну, лучший экзамен, ответить на экзамене. Once more revision, it is more important. Еще возиться с этими постер, scientific report. Да. Sacral plexus, plexus sacralis. How it is formed? Help me.
Anterior branch of the 5th, 4th, and 5th lumbar.
C1, C4. It is principal. Change here.
Oh.
In all textbook, C1, C4. Not 3, 4. It is principal part. At first you will say principal, and by participation also lower part of the lumbar 4 and lumbar 5th anterior branch. Together they form lumbar 4 and lumbar 5. What name have? Truncus lumbosacralis, which is joined with plexus sacralis. Lumbar 4, lower part, lumbar 5th, and S1, S4. Sacral 4, no 3. In your book 4. Here is marked 3 or 4. 3. No, 4 is pudenta, nervus pudentus. If you will say 3, very important nerve, you will lose this nerve, which innervates very important region. It starts nervus pudentus. I will check here in atlas how it is written. Nervus pudentus innervates all this perineal region, skin and organs and muscle.